This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 11647 La Maide, Valley Village, California, 91607. Today is November 10th, 2020. We're performing a video waste and sewer line inspection through a 3-inch ABS cleanout located in the garage. And this is our 3-inch ABS waste line cleanout located in the garage. This is the door going in towards the house. That's our side door going out to the side property, and this is out towards the front of the yard. And we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and begin to push out and just take a good look at our waste and sewer line. Okay, we're dropping down black ABS sewer pipe, our waste line, and those joints appear to be in fair condition. Make a little bit of a turn. All those joints all there appear to be in fair condition. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Hey, he's running water. Is that okay? So we went ahead and paused there for a moment. We are having some water ran through the house, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And what we'll do is we'll push all the way out with the attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in, and we'll use that water to help us push out. And once we get all the way out to the city sewer tie-in, we can pull back from there and take a good look at the line on the way back. What we'll do is we'll just go ahead and continue to push out. That we are in vitreous clay sewer pipe. So that everything in the house was replaced. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Here we're just going to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in area and drop it down. We're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and ran a little more water to help us push out, and we were able to get a little bit further. We did make a little bit of a transition down in a chimney area, and we did have a little bit of an offset there, so we had to run some water to help us push out past that point. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 8 foot 9 inches deep at the front of the property on the sidewalk. And what we're going to do is we're going to run some more water. We needed to get a shower and as much water as we can to push out. We probably have approximately another 35 to 40 feet to push out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pause our mic here for a moment and just attempt to push out the rest of the way. Okay, we went ahead and pushed all the way out to approximately 115 feet, 3 inches on our camera monitor. In this area here, we do appear to have a root intrusion in this area, and I'm able to push out past this point due to the fact that we're running through a waistline in the garage and the amount of turns and the overall length. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a moment and locate this area. We should be right around the city sewer tie-in. This could possibly be our saddle area. So I'm going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it's just before the city sewer tie-in area, and unfortunately we shut down the water, and unfortunately we're unable to push past this point just so due to the overall length and the amount of turns, and that we are running through a 3-inch ABS waistline in the garage area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and again we did locate this area in the middle of the street at approximately 13 feet deep, and it's just before the city sewer tie-in. It's very hard to determine if we're at our saddle area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as you can see, we do have a root intrusion in this joint here, and that is stopping us from pushing out into our city sewer. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to pull back from here. As you can see, we do have an offset, and we do have some roots in that joint. And again, we did mark this area at 13 feet in the middle of the street. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. As you can see, that's a fairly large root intrusion. Take another turn. We do have a fairly large offset in that joint there from about the 9 o'clock area all the way around to about the 3 o'clock area. And again, this is in our street. This is approximately 4 inches back from the mark that we had placed in the middle of the street. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. You can see there in the vitreous clay there, it does appear that we do have a root intrusion coming through the vitreous clay line there. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. Got minor root intrusion in that joint there. Minor offset. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, another very hard to determine here if this is a crack in the vitreous clay or this is another joint. Very difficult to tell. So what we'll do is we'll just pull back slowly. Take a good look. And again, once we get to the office, we can blow up this area and take a really good look at it. Again, very difficult to tell. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. We have a minor offset in that joint there from about the 7 o'clock area all the way around up to about the 12 o'clock area. And as you can see, we do have a root intrusion in this area here from about the 9 o'clock area all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And this joint here, it does appear that we do have a crack in this joint here, right around the 3 o'clock area. So I'm going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. So, okay, again, we did mark this area with a red crayon on the sidewalk at 8 feet 9 inches deep. And this is just on the sidewalk, just in front of the gate that entering the property. And as you can see there at the 3 o'clock area going up to about the 12 o'clock area, there is a crack in that joint. And again, once we get back to the office, we can blow this up and take a really good look at it. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as as you can see, we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this joint here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, as I mentioned, you can see we do have a larger root intrusion in this area from about the 12 o'clock all the way down to about the 6 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we do have a fairly large offset in this joint here from about the 12 o'clock area all the way down to about the 6 o'clock area. As you can see there on the right around the 3 o'clock area, it is catching debris, and debris is building up in that offset. So again, we're just going to pull back, and we're going to pull back until we get a little closer to the property, and we're going to mark that area and possibly locate an area for a mainline clean out, mainline sewer clean out. And so we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we do have another fairly large offset in this joint here. And again, that's from about the appears to be right around the 2 o'clock area all the way up to about the 11 o'clock area. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Pulling up. We're going to pull back to approximately coming up. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Again, we do have an offset in that joint there from about the 11 o'clock all the way around to about the 5 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back to approximately 50 feet on our camera monitor, and from there we'll locate an area at the front of the property. The joint appeared to be in fair condition. And we do have another offset in that joint there from about the 3 o'clock all the way up to around about the 11 o'clock area. As you can see, we are holding a little bit of water in this area. We continue to pull back. And we do have an offset in that joint as well from about the 4 o'clock area up to about the 11 o'clock. A little bit of the neoprene band is visible in that offset. And again, very difficult to tell here if this is a crack, but it does appear to be a crack in that area. So pull back. We're just going to pull back to the joint and see how far we're at 49, 6. Again, very hard to determine if this is a crack in this joint or in this area here. The length is approximately 6-7 feet. So what we'll do is when we get back to the office, we can pull back and take a really good look at that area. So we're just going to continue to pull back. We're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 3 foot 1 inches deep, and this is on the right hand side of the walkway as you approach the front door in the planter area. And again, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and we're going to pull back another 10 feet and just see which direction we're heading. So again, we're still in the vitreous clay. We're going to continue to pull back, and as you can see in that joint there, we do have another fairly large offset from about the 6 o'clock area all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. Again, what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to pull back. And make a little bit of a turn. It does appear that we're holding some water in this area. And again, we do have an offset in this transition here from our black ABS to vitreous clay transition. And as you can see, we do have an offset from about the 6 o'clock up to about the 12 o'clock area. So what we're going to do is we're just going to push out a little bit here. And then we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area as well. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is at 3 foot 1 inches deep. And this is just in front of the front door on the concrete, just in front of the front door. And again, we located this area at 3 foot 1 inches deep. We did mark it with a red crayon. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And as we pull back, it's transitioning back into our black ABS waistline. All our black ABS waistline thus far appears to be in fair condition. No visible signs of root intrusions, any offsets, or any major breaks. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Make a little bit of a turn. And we're pulling up and out of our thing now. And that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection. Okay, again, that will conclude our video waste and sewer line inspection.